Hi boys and girls. Well, today I'm going to show you how to change the oil, the motor oil, in my 150 Mercury 4-stroke outboard. It's on my tracker boat here, and winters are coming, so we want to change it before winter and get all the old dirty oil out of there and stuff, and a new filter to get it fresh, ready for spring. So hang in there and we'll show you how to do that. Okay guys, first thing you need is your oil. This motor takes right at 6 liters. You want to use whatever oil is marine grade. You don't have to use the manufacturer grade or brand. If you want other brands, that's fine also. There's federal laws that protect you with other brands besides just the name brand. So you can use off brands. Just make sure it's a good quality oil. In this situation here, I have some Bass Pro Shop 4-stroke marine. Just make sure it's the FC-W marine grade. You got to have a fuel or an oil filter. You got to have a funnel. I have a paint marker that I can mark the fuel filter so I know when I change the oil, or mark that down somewhere. There's multiple different type tools you can take filters off with. I have one like this. This one type here. We also have a rubber strap type. All of them will take filters off. Sometimes they're a little harder to get off. You need a drain hose for this particular motor. We also need a 5/8 or a 16 millimeter wrench or socket, whatever you prefer. So them's the things you need. Need a clean rag and a funnel. So other than that, we're ready to go here. Okay, the first thing we do, you remove the cowling, which is the top cover here on the motor. You release this. There's a lever here you release, and then pick the cowling straight up over the motor and set it off out of your way. And if you look around on the other side here, you got all your information about your motor. There is a QR code scan right here. If you scan that with your phone, it'll take you to Mercury's webpage, which will give you a complete video of how to change oil, do other maintenance things to this engine. So that's the simplest way, other than watching my video. So if you want to watch that, you can do that too, but it'll give you all kinds of other specs for the Mercury engine. So that's where we get started. So the first thing we want to do, we'll drain the oil, then take the filter off. Okay folks, with the first thing we do here, we got a fitting here. This is where the oil comes out. You take your 16 millimeter and you barely get it loosened, okay? And it's hard to turn if you leave the hose on there. So what I do, I get the hose right to it. I unscrew it by hand until I see oil flowing. You go no more than 2 turns. If you go more than 2 turns, you got a problem. It will run out. The oils are flowing. So you make sure you get that up on there and just let the oil drain out. So you're done with this part, okay? Once that drains out, then you go to the filter. I'll show you that next. Okay guys, after the oil on the bottom's drained out, you tighten that fitting back up down there with your 16 millimeter or your 5/8 wrench. Make sure it's good and tight. And up here is your oil filter, this right here. Okay, this also has a catch basin underneath of it. You put your rubber hose on there, just like that, just shove it in, put it in a jug. You know, just any kind of jug, the same jug you're using down at the bottom, you can put it in that, because it'll hold it all. And if you got like a 2-gallon, I had a 2-gallon jug here, it'll hold all the oil out of the filter. And when you release this filter, I've already used the wrenches here. You can put a wrench on it, you know, and you get up here and you turn it this way. And I've already got it loosened a little bit here so I can show you. But you just turn it until you get it loose, okay? Once it becomes loose, then you can usually turn it by hand, okay? Just like that. So you turn it until it comes off. Just unscrew it, left hand threads. Be careful with the filter, because you got oil running out of it and everything, so just keep it separate. What oil runs out in that catch basin there, right in here, will run down here, go down in the hose, let it drain for a while. Take your clean rag, wipe this all off around here. Make sure that's all clean. No dirt, no obstruction, because that's where your new gasket's going to seat. Okay, now your new gasket, you want to mark it. You know, I always put a date on it. 11 20. I'm not sure what today is. I'll have to check here in a second, mark it down. I think it's something like the 25th. But anyway, then you take a little bit of your new clean oil, okay? Get it on your finger. On this gasket, you seal this around here. Put oil on it. Rub it around there. Get that lube so it'll slide on nice. Making a mess here, but you get the point. Do not use grease, Mercury says. A lot of guys tell you to use grease. You do not use grease. Okay? Make sure this is good and dry before you go to screw it on. Once you screw that on there, okay, it'll go on there. Just pretty snug. Now you try to turn it 3/4 to one more turn after the fact, after it's tightened up. Give it a little more. Turn it like, say, 3/4 to a one turn, no more than one turn. I'll finish putting my date on there in a little bit. So as soon as this drains out good, you wipe it out good, you wipe your bottom all off good, and then up the top here, once you go from there, you go up here, you have a yellow fill plug there. Okay, that's where you put your oil. You also, down at the bottom here, you have one of these, which is a dipstick, okay? You can see it goes in this hole right here. Okay, that's how you check your oil. You push that in there, check the oil after you get 6 quarts or so in there, and just see if you've got enough. And after that, make sure everything's tight and clean, and you're ready for next year. Thanks for watching, folks.